Hello, today I will read from the book of 2 Kings, the chapter 4 and chapter 3. It was about mob revolts and how Moab killed his own child just to save his own life. Now let's see what's happening in the next chapter, chapter 4. The wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elisha, "Your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my two boys as his slaves." Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Your servant has nothing there at all," she said, "except a little oil." Elisha said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each is filled, part it to one side." Elijah met another woman that she had a bit of oil and flour. But Elisha met a woman that she had just a little oil. She left him, and afterward shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not a jar left." Then the oil stopped flowing. We must gather all the jars we can, because the oil do not stop flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go sell the oil and pay your debt. You and your sons can live on what is left." One day Elisha went to Shunem, and the well-to-do woman was there, who urged him to stay for a meal. Well-to-do woman. Like, I don't know what that means. So whenever she came by, he stopped there to eat. A good woman. She wanted to help. She said to her husband, "I know that this man who often comes our way is a holy man of God. Let's make a small room on the roof and patio, neat a bed and a table, a chair and a lamp for him. Then he can stay there whenever he comes to us." One day when Elisha came, he went up to his room and lay down there. He said to his servant Gehazi, "Call the Shunammite." So he called her, and she stood before him. Elisha said to him, "Tell her you have gone to all this trouble for us. Now what can be done for you? Can we speak on your behalf to the king of the commander of the army?" She replied, "I have a home among my own people. What can be done for her?" Elisha asked. Gehazi said, "Well, she has no son and her husband is old." So Elisha had another apprentice, or how can I say, apprentice, Gehazi said, well, she has no son and her husband is old. Then Elisha said, call her. So he called her, and she stood in the doorway. About this time next day, Elisha said, you will hold the son in your arms. Next year, Elisha said, you will hold the son in your arms. No, my lord, she objected. Don't mislead your servant, O man of God. But the woman became pregnant, and the next year about the same time she gave birth to a son, just as Elisha had told her. The child grew, and one day he went out to his father, who was with the reapers. My head, he said to his father. His father told the servant, carry him to his mother. After the servant had lifted him up and carried him to his mother, the boy sat on her lap until noon, and then he died. She went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, then shut the door and went out. She called her husband and said, please send me one of the servants and the donkey so I can go to the man of God quickly and return. Why go to him today? He asked. It's not the new moon or the Sabbath. It's all right, she said. She saddled the donkey and said to her servant, lead on and slow down for me unless I tell you. So she set out and came to the man of God at Mount Carmel. When he saw her in the distance, the man of God said to his servant Gehazi, look, there's the Shunammite. Run to meet her and ask her, are you all right? All right. Is your husband all right? Is your child all right? Everything is all right, she said. When she reached the man of God and the mountain, she took hold of his feet. Gehazi came over to push her away. But the man of God said, leave her alone. She is in bitter distress. But the Lord has hidden it from me and has not told me why. Did I ask you for a son, my lord? She said. Didn't I tell you don't raise my hopes? Elisha said to Gehazi, tuck your cloak into your belt. Take my staff in your hand and run. If you meet anyone, do not greet him. If anyone greets you, do not answer. Lay my staff on the boy's face. But the child's mother said, as surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you. So he got up and followed her. Gehazi went on ahead and laid the staff on the boy's face. But there was no sound of response. So Gehazi went back to meet Elisha and told him, the boy has not awakened. When Elisha reached the house, there was the boy lying dead on his couch. He went in, shut the door on the two of them and prayed to the Lord. Then he got on the bed and lay up on the boy, mouth to mouth, eyes to eyes, hands to hands. Almost the same story as Elijah and the woman with bread and with flour and oil, but not this woman, she had just oil. It's like a repetitive thing, and what that means, the same situation. On the first, her boy died, and Elijah resurrected him by praying to the God, and Elisha means the same things. First with the oil, and now with the death of the woman who it's very weird. I think it was Elijah had that too, and I mean, not I think it was the same case. When Elisha reached the house, there was the boy lying dead on his couch. he went in, shut the door on the two of them and prayed to the Lord. And then he got on the bed and lay up on the bowl, mouth to mouth, eyes to eyes, hands to hands. And he stretched himself out upon him. The boy's body grew warm. Elisha turned away and walked back and forth in the room, and then got on the bed and stretched out upon him once more. The boy sneezed 7 times and opened his eyes. Wow. Elisha summoned Gehazi and said, "Call the Shunammite." And he did. When she came, he said, "Take your son." She came in, fell at his feet, and bowed to the ground. Then she took her son and went out. Elisha returned to Gilgal, and there was a famine in that region. While the company of the prophets was meeting with him, he said to his servant, "Put on the large pot and cook some stew for these men." They had meetings. Company of the prophets. It was like the prophets were gathering around, and they had just like we are the prophets. We are like a Pentecostal people can do that too. With all the prophets, we have to meet them. They had to have a meeting. Maybe they have on some churches. They have all the gifted persons, but like at a national meeting or would be so wow. And I think one of them went out into the fields to gather herbs and found a wild vine. He gathered some of its gourds and filled the fold on his cloak. When he returned, he cut them up into the pot of stew, though no one knew what they were. The stew was poured out for the men, but as they began to eat it, they cried out, "Oh, man of God, there is death in the pot!" And they could not eat it. They found out quickly, and it's a good thing. Elisha said, "Get some flour." He put it into the pot and said, "Serve it to the people to eat." And there was nothing harmful in the pot. Was an idea of a solution or a real solution to put the flour on the gourds and that to their venom, the substance, the toxic substance, to not be toxic anymore and to be comestible. I don't know, or was it something supernatural? But still, it is supernatural. I mean, God gave to Elisha the solution. Maybe in natural ways too, or I don't know. I don't know. I even don't know what the gourds are. What are they? I mean, what kind of things? Fruits, or I don't know. And there was nothing harmful in the pot. A man came from Baal Shalisha, bringing the man of God 20 loaves of barley bread baked from the first ripe grain, along with some heads of new grain. "Give it to the people to eat," Elisha said. Maybe they had nothing to eat and God helped them. And a man came from Baal Shalisha with 20 loaves of barley bread baked from the first ripe grain. I mean, and high quality bread, good bread, and wow. But still, give it to the people to eat. Elisha said, "How can I set this before 100 men? 20 loaves, but 100 men." His servant asked. But Elisha answered, Give it to the people to eat. For this is what the Lord says. They will eat and have some left over. Another time that, like Jesus Christ, same miracle. Then he set it before them, and they ate and had some left over according to the word of the Lord. When God is with you, miracle happens. When God is with you, when you are with God, and when God is supernatural, you will see. You cannot unsee God when God is with you, because miracle happens. Because God is supernatural. God is God. And when God involves in natural life, it becomes supernatural. Oh, wow. What is the wow thing here? Oh. Okay, that was the chapter. May the God bless me, protect me, and let me in the next chapter too. And if you want to see me there too, God bless you all. And goodbye.